Gamer76.
Hello everyone, I'm the Gamer76 and this is my 64th ever video. This is a dollar store makeover, Valentine's Day themed. I'm looking at a paint stain on my bed. And before you freak out and say,
oh, I hate Valentine's Day because I'm single.
Chill. I'm single too. But like, I just love it when characters are in love. I love the concept of it, even if I don't experience it. I love the concept. And also, there's like so many other things on Valentine's Day you could focus on. Chocolate. If you don't like chocolate, like the colors. If you don't like the colors, I had other examples I wanted to do, but I don't remember. Anyways, this is Valentine's Day themed dollar store makeover, and it is a week late because this video took so long. It was misery. The paint kept going where I didn't want it to go. My sister kept needing to use my computer, and I kept saying yes to her because I feel bad for saying no. And there's just like so many things. So this video might still be late, even though it's already postponed a week. So my apologies if it is. I would say I promise that next week won't be, but I really have no way of promising that. But at least there will be a video next week, depending on if it's later on. So anyways, love. Okay, that was quick. Ignore all that clay, that's for a project that's later. So let me bring in the first thing, which is this butterfly. It's wooden, it's plain, I can change it. First, let's get this sticker off. Ooh, yeah. Kinda unsatisfying how I stopped for a second, but that's fine. And then sandpaper. I'm going to sand the entire thing. And it's fine sandpaper this time, and it's not the rough kind. It's nice and scratched up, except I wasn't sure if I got this spot, so... yeah, there we go. And then brought in paint and took it away and got a plate. And I'm using these colors. Not individually, I'm going to be using them to mix. I actually added one more color in there for mix, and also black. First, I'm using pink. It's kind of clogged, so I gotta fix that with my dotting tool, and you can't see it. So I'm using pink in my palette. A bit more, because I thought that wasn't enough. And then orange. I just said it orange, don't mind that. And then with a popsicle stick, I mixed it up. And it was a nice coral-y color. And then I got this blue and add some green to it and mix it up to a color that reminds me of something. Yeah. And then I painted the left side with the coral color. And then I painted the right side with the Miku color. And you know, these two colors kind of remind me of the pink and the blue on a butterfly. Anyways, I need to take some of that and put it over here, because I needed to make a darker color of each one. And then I added some red to that one, to the coral color, to make it a darker color. And I used this dirty thing to mix it up. And then that's a satisfying color, so I got some of the teal over there. I added some blue to it, some normal blue, and mixed that up too. And then with the dark blue, I put it on the body part on the blue side. Not the body part, the body on the blue side, and then I use the coral side on the coral side. You can see it, I don't need to explain these colors, because I can't. And I decided that the coral side needed to be a bit darker because, oh hey, that's very different. Wow, that change was super drastic. And also that was the other side. And here is this side. Then I'm going to use black and hesitate for some reason. And then basically paint a rim around the outside on the blue side specifically, because I'm doing a different design on each side. But why am I doing a different design on each side? Aren't they symmetrical? Yes, butterflies are symmetrical. But It's like, these isn't one butterfly, this is two butterflies snuggling. Because romance and Valentine's Day. Then I used black on my dotting tool to add a line in between them, and then added dots for eyes and added the arms hugging each other. I'm not sure if this design really comes across, but it was a fun concept, and I enjoyed it. And yeah, that's done. Oh hey, the other side is also done. So that is great because I got purple. Why purple? For the base. I just thought it would be a really good color for the inside. I may have used brown, but I ran out of brown at this point, so I can't use that. And I did all the edges, and then I got my matte Mod Podge because butterflies are matte, I think. And then I just coated the whole thing in the matte Mod Podge because I wanted it to be sealed and forever. And then here's the end result. I've decided to name that side Mickey, spelled like that, and that side Lucas with a K because of who they remind me of. And welcome to the clean space because I actually did this one first. I started it first. And here's a heart-shaped platter thing. And I noticed it's kind of boring, so I have an evil plan for it. Mwahahaha. But first, I'm gonna take off the stuff on the back. This thing, they used to hang it in the store. Bye. And then this sticker that they used to put... You know why they use stickers. And it left a residue, and that's fine. And now, I'm going to sand this with the fine sandpaper. I'm showing off that it's finer than my rough sandpaper I've used in the past. It's because I recorded this one first. And so, this is also me cutting that piece I was using earlier, instead of just having it. And here's the sandpaper. So now I'm gonna start sanding the heart. Sanding a heart. Heart of sand. I know there's a heart of glass, just that's the stage before it, right? It's all sanded, so now it's time for the evil plan to make this heart less boring. Clay. I'm gonna sculpt onto it with some air dry clay. Look at it in there. And I'm not gonna use that yet, I'm not gonna open it yet because I need aluminum foil. So I got, oops, fell out. So I got a nice piece of it, crunched it up. I would have used the audio there, but my sister screamed at that exact moment. And then I turned it into a nice body-ish shape. And then I got more tin foil and made it another body shape. And then I got more tin foil, and I don't know what I'm doing right now. I made it bigger, and it got to cut off a tumor thing because there was that shape. Oop, dropped it again. And there was a weird shape coming off of it, so I got to remove the tumor. And then I'm just putting them here to see if they look good there. Yep, they do. So then I simply made some heads for them. I'm just reshaping them, and I made heads for blobs. There's a head for that one, and then there's the heads, both of the heads, because I didn't feel like recording it twice. And then you can move for now. I'm digging in there to get a nice chunk of clay. My nice chunk of clay. And then I massaged it just a bit and then slathered it in clay pretty much to make the body shape. And I was trying really hard to get it smooth. I even dipped it in water. Well, I dipped my hand in water and then covered it in water to get it nice and smooth. I think it was pretty smooth at the end. Pretty sure. Fell over. Just making sure it's nice and smooth still. I used a paintbrush. I really wanted it to be smooth. And my hands are filthy. So, and then I got more clay, this other piece of clay I had, and covered the head piece in it, and also tried to make that smooth. And then I put it on top, then I took it off immediately, because I realized I needed to score it. So I brought this closer and scored it like a chopping board. I was really aggressive with that one. And then I plopped it on there. And then I'm going to smooth out the seam between the head out of camera, but that's fine. It wasn't for very long. And that looks pretty good, I suppose. Smoothed it out a little more. And then here's the other one. The one that almost had a tumor, I think. I'm getting more clay, obviously, to cover it in clay. I'm smoothing it out. I'm trying really hard to get it smooth again. Well, this one's not smooth again, but like I'm trying just as hard as the last one. And then I covered the head piece in clay. And then I realized it's way too big, even though the aluminum foil parts were the same size. I put too thick of clay on it, so I had to remove clay to see if it, and I eventually got it the right size. Then I scored the body part, and then I scored the head part. And splop it on there. Nice and smoothed out. And then I put them on it together. I tilted their heads and I moved it closer to me. I got more clay. And then, whoa, why is it different? Why is there more stuff on them? Why is the camera angle different? Well, I can explain. I tried to change the camera angle because I wanted to up my value in video, but I had to pause it to move the camera, and then I forgot to unpause for a while, so that's why so much stuff has been done already. Anyways, I was very upset about that after I unpaused it, but I still didn't add the arms, so I'm adding on the arms. Peel that off because I didn't like it, and I'm doing the arm again, and then I just decided I still didn't like it, so then I just did it again, and I think I liked it that time. And then I added the other arm, the other person's arm, one on top. And these aren't actually people, you'll see who they are soon. On the other side I did the arm. And then I got a nice shape, a nice circle of clay, I think, squished it down, and then cut it in half, because this is bear ears. So yes, I painted butterflies snuggling, and now I've sculpted butterflies snuggling. Can you guess what my love language is? Anyways, I added bear ears to them because this is actually Jane and June, my favorite couple I have. I have only one other and they're not that special to me. Sorry. I added a bow for June's bandana. And I also added her bandana itself. But then I realized I did put the bow on after I put the bandana parts on, because that would be proper. I don't know what I'm doing right there. Hello? Oh, I'm adding a sleeve to Jane's shirt. For Jane's shirt. Because Jane has a shirt and June has a bandana. And then I'm doing the other sleeve when you can actually see it this time. Because I didn't do it right the first time. And I added an indent for her shirt shape. And then I took it off the base to smooth it out. I don't know what I'm doing. I made them little tails, and then I carved the shirt into June, and then I remembered, oh wait, that's the wrong bear. And then I think I also added a tail to her. I can't see. I can't see! And I covered the bottom in clay in hopes of getting it to stick better. that may or may not have worked. You'll see later. And then I tried to smooth them onto the clay and also did other clay sculpting touch-ups and stuff. And that's very good and nice. And back at this angle. And then boop, it fell off. What do I do now? Well, I tried a glue stick off camera. Now I'm not playing around. I got a glue gun. So I'm just gonna cover it in hot, hot glue. Also, don't mind that crack, it didn't do anything. And stuck them on. You will live on this heart forever. And then now that that's dry, I got a paper plate. Got this brown. This was before it ran out. And two blobs that were way too close to each other. I've put white in one of the blobs and added some orange to it because I thought that her color was a bit more orange than light brown. It's a bit of an orangey light brown and not just light brown. And then I just added orange to brown alone over here and then I'm painting it in. And then I also did her color, which is June. No, that's June. That one's June, yeah. And I adjusted the color because I thought it was too orange. I've said orange again. Okay. I kept readjusting it and it kept looking the exact same. And that was annoying. Anyways. Then I colored her shirt with green and got some blue for her bandana. And you know these characters at this point, unless this is your first time. If so, subscribe. And then this splotchy leg, but I'm out of brown, so... How could you do this to me? I'm doing their faces. I had to wipe that off because I'm out of brown and I couldn't paint over it. And I'm coloring the face, added the pink of the ears, and then I got this tan brown, added some white to it to make, and some orange to make a nice donut-y color. That's what I'm using it for. I don't know exactly what the color should be called. To paint the sides of the heart because I wanted the heart to seem like a donut because they're very special to these two. Donuts are very special. And here's the frosting color that is also very special to them. Decorating, I'm just covering it in frosting. And there's a giant crack on her back. Oh well. And the frosting is dry. Here's my glossy Mod Podge that I just got. I'm very happy about that. And I had to open it on camera because that's what you do when you get a new thing you're going to use in videos. You open it on camera. And I got some of it out, and then I'm covering them entirely in gloss finish Mod Podge. And here's the finished sculpture. You might notice how the heart is a little small compared to them. Well, that's because they're so in love that nothing else matters right now. So now for the grand finale. It is... Ignore the paint on my hand. This clipboard. I've wanted a custom clipboard for a while now, and I finally have it. Well, not yet to you, but I have it now. And I've got to peel off this sticker. Just gotta point out that it says planchette, which I think is the word they use for that Ouija board thing. And then I'm gonna flip this over because this is where I'm gonna do most of the work. And I don't have gesso, but what's one thing I do here on this channel? I pretend I have enough subscribers to make deciding polls for my videos. I pretend I'm popular enough for it to matter when I'm late. And I pretend I have gesso by using white paint. This apple barrel white paint because I'm poor. Just cover up the craft paint and you won't even notice. Gotta open it. Yeah, just no biggie. And I took off the lid. I had to clean off my paintbrush. I usually cut that out. And then I did this nice satisfying shot. And covered the whole thing in white as a base coat to make it easier to paint my design on later. And here it is, the whole white thing. And this side isn't white yet, so I have to do that. There we go. It's whitened. And we're starting on this side with a new paper plate because I didn't want to use the same one for each part. I have green, lighter green, blue, brown that's nearly empty, red, and that's what I'm going to be using for now. And I got my green first, squished it into the palette, and then covered a nice area with green like grass. And then I got my blue and added a whole bunch of white to it. Gotta move that paint first before I mix it. And then I mixed it up to a nice light blue, and I covered it like a sky because this is a landscape. That used to be what I only did. Like, I even did one in only neons and metallic. I added a brown bit for a tree and used the same green for leaves. And then I decided I didn't like the green, so I'm adding white, a whole bunch of white. And then I tried to use that, and then I decided that that's too washed out, so I added yellow to it to add some warmth to it. And then that looked much better, so I tried to keep that color. And then I got my white and added clouds to the sky, a square for a picnic blanket. Then I realized that in my plans, I wanted to make this a sunset, and I even have proof. Look at that. That looks like a sunset, and I feel like a sunset would look so much better with the scene I have planned. So, I'm going to ruin my work. Hope I don't do that. So I got orange, red, and pink, and squished those into a palette. And then I made a gradient. I started the gradient, starting with orange at the bottom, and then red, and then pink. And then I also added purple to the top, because I felt like the stripes were too small for only 3 colors. So I tried to blend those out, and then I had to fix up the green in the tree, making it worse somehow. It looked fine at the end, don't worry. And then I had to re-add the clouds, and I added a little less because I thought it was a bit too many first try. And then I used the box top that I'm going to paint eventually, and then made the sun giant in yellow. And then I made a square pattern because this is a picnic blanket. And this honestly wasn't that bad. It looks like it would take forever, but honestly I wasn't suffering through it. It's one of the nice things in this video. I'm going to make that blanket, and then I added another coat. Boom. Zoom it out a bit because I'm using this clip for other things too. And then I sketched a bear figure. June. That one's June. That one's Jane. And then I added my elephants, Mark and Zach, that I cannot for the life of me remember who is who. Anyways, I'm getting paint colors. Got more brown. I really am scraping out that brown. Not literally, but yeah. Colored her in the basic brown, and then colored her in a lighter brown without that much brown. Orange. It didn't turn out exactly the same as the other colors. And then I colored them in the 2 elephants in the neonest colors of their versions of their colors. And I fixed that up. And then I'm doing like little details. You can see them. And then I colored the plates in dark gray and did the frosting and the person sitting up opposite of them color, because they're eating donuts. I didn't mention that. And I'm doing all the line art. Ooh, I sped this up a lot. I made that one holding it with his nose, and then he was just like staring. I changed the color of the grass again, I think. And I signed it on this side. And this side is finished. So now this side, that's a little smudge, that's fine. I got these colors, which are actually the colors I used for each of the characters here. And then I made a few stripes, more than a few, 4 stripes. And then I kept layering them up over and over again. I blended them together too, and now that they're all finished, it is time for the paper plate and some shiny Mod Podge, or glossy I guess the word could be. And with this big brush, dipped in, and then covered it all in Mod Podge. And for this side I gave it matte because I wanted it to be different. Here's the final product. I'm kind of excited about this, and I'm probably going to use it in my last video. Stay tuned. That video was long, and it probably is going to be a pain in the butt to edit. think of me? Finished product, I've decided that this sculpture, I really like this sculpture, should go here. The butterflies, Mickey and Lucas, they're whatever gender you want them to be, go here. And I can't really display my clipboard. But it is right here. Look at it in a different camera. I hope you enjoyed. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and goodbye.